News right now, the food situation, the rationing situation for U.S. service members on the...
At some point, these Babylonian service members and sailors are going to revolt. There will be a mutiny on them high seas, so to speak, giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of the great millstone. Salutations to the Lord's elect, the elect of the nation of Israel, or Yasharallah, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. You are the Lord's chosen people, the apple of his eye and his peculiar treasure. That includes the Israelite foreigner brothers and sisters, the speckled birds. Yeah, and I was just watching this quick video from Aaron Parnas on TikTok. He does a lot of slack. He puts out a lot of good news, useful information, useful for the prophets, the righteous prophets in this earth right now. All right, in these last times are the men of the great millstone. And that starts with the elder apostles, of course, Tahar, Gabar, Ramlab, and Rakah. And then you got the bishops, the rest of the elders, and all the Akim pushing the true doctrine, the true doctrine, the 100% truth of the scriptures is found only with these righteous prophets, man. Lord willing, that's us. And we're a part of that elect number. We're part of that 144,000, which a side issue, but there's this woman on TikTok too. I think her first name's Ashley. She's bugged the fuck out. She's kind of cute though, but she puts out a lot of news as well, and she tries to filter it through privacy. She don't know what the fuck she's talking about, but anyway, she was talking about the 144,000 in one of her videos, and she said these are literal virgin Jews. Yeah. She thinks the tiny tops over there in the so-called Israeli state are the Jews, and she thinks the men of the Lord are literally virgins, as in, never having sex with anyone. She don't understand that word virgin. The prophecy is only for the men of the Lord, honey. Virgin as in undefiled by the philosophies and religions of this world. Okay, which are likened unto women. Anyway, back to the issue at hand, right? There will be mutiny, man. Oh, let's go ahead and look at the definition for mutiny. The soldiers are going to start losing it, man. So, you type in mutiny definition into Google, right? Mutiny is an open, organized rebellion against constituted authority, particularly by soldiers or sailors against their commanding officers. Now, these men and women aren't eating, man. And we're going to go in, Lord willing. I don't want to check some of the comments. And this is being verified by family members of these service members and these sailors. Okay? Now it says organized rebellion, right? The scriptures tell us that rebellion is what? Is likened unto the sin of witchcraft. All right, which we all know what we're supposed to do with witches, right? According to the law, right? Which we don't execute that judgment right now. But best believe in the kingdom of heaven there won't be any witches. Okay? You're supposed to, the scriptures tells you not to suffer a witch to live, man. What is that? Exodus, hold on. I don't want to roughly paraphrase it. Let's read it verbatim. I believe it's Exodus 22. I'm going to find it, Lord wills. Let's see. Yeah. Beautiful. Yapa. All right. The book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 18. This is a law, man. All right, and when the Lord comes back, not no damn Jesus Christ, right? When Yahweh Shai returns to establish His righteous government on this earth, okay, these laws will be enforced, man. Okay, the men of the Lord, 144,000. Again, Lord wills as us, man. Okay, starting at the top, of course, with the elder apostles on down. Will execute judgment righteously throughout this earth. Exodus chapter 22 and verse 18, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. See? Right? But yeah, rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. All right? And I think that's First Samuel's. Damn. Give me just a second. It's First Samuel's 15. I was going to chapter 16, but it's good to bring out this milk, man. All right. Again, all right, the book of First Samuel, chapter 15 and verse 23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, right? We just read you're supposed to put witches to death, right? And once again, we don't advocate that you do that. You're gonna go to prison. This is not our time, man. All right, we in Esau's world. All right, Esau is a witch himself. He's a wizard. He's a warlock. Okay. But again, these laws will be executed. All right, and enforced, all right, in the kingdom of heaven, which is about to be established in this earth. This place is going down, man. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord Yahweh, He hath also rejected thee from being king. This is when the Lord discarded Saul, right? That's right. So anyway, mutiny, once again, is an open, organized rebellion against constituted authority, particularly by soldiers or sailors against their commanding officers. It involves collective defiance or violence to overthrow or resist lawful authority. What do you think is going to happen to a bunch of sailors on a ship in a confined space who aren't getting the proper amount of calories every day? They're not eating. What do you think is going to happen? You think that could turn deadly and violent? Absolutely, man. Meanwhile, the Trump administration, the Epstein gang, them boys is eating steak and lobster every night, right? Yeah. It says involves collective defiance or violence to overthrow or resist lawful authority, often stemming from grievances over conditions, right? Like not eating. All right, key synonyms include rebellion, revolt, insurrection, uprising, and sedition. And that part of the sedition among men, hey, there's going to be sedition within the military ranks, man. Best believe it. That's what's coming, man. Second Ezra 15, all day long, man. All right? Sedition. Okay? Uproars, man. Okay, we already witnessing it, but all these things is coming to you Babylonians, man. All right, the Lord is, as they say, saving the best for last. Okay? Let's see what else we can glean from this, if anything. Origin of the word. The term dates back, or the term dates to the mid-16th century, derived from French and Latin roots meaning to move or revolt. Yeah, man. So let's go. This is just a 1-minute clip. News short. Let's go back.
News right now, the food situation, the rationing situation for U.S. service members on the U.S. Abraham Lincoln is going from bad to worse. This morning, new images released by Newsweek. This is what service members are eating right now. This is one tray, literally one skewer and some rice. Another tray, which looks like some kind of oatmeal slop, and 2 eggs. That's all they're getting. A family member told Newsweek it is so bad that a service member has literally lost 17 pounds since the deployment. American military service members are actively rationing food right now aboard aircraft carriers in the Middle East. It's happening on the Tripoli. It's happening now on the Abraham Lincoln. I mean, this.
And see, this is how they treating the men and women who were supposed to be defending, all right, the country. All right, this is how like these service members and sailors are being treated. So what do you think that means for you regular plain Jane Americans over here? You know, who aren't serving in the military. What do you think that means for you? You think they're gonna give a fuck when you're starving? And famine's coming here, man. Just because, look, I rolled into the grocery store this afternoon with my old lady to pick up a few things, you know. Got in and out, you know, there's food on the shelves, you know. We're blessed enough to have the resources to get what we need, right? But, hey, look, man, you know, shortages are coming. That's what a famine is, right? Food shortages, right? Lack of resources, famine. Okay, famine's coming to this land, man. The land of plenty, right? In due time, in due season, the Lord's going to make that happen. All right? So, yeah, these men and women is going to start revolting soon, man. You know? Hold on. Just a few more seconds of this.
This is pretty serious stuff. And the issue is because of the war, you can't actually send any packages to the area as well, so they can't get care packages. They're running low on supplies, and not enough people are talking about it. So spread the word. Follow along, stay up to date on all the news you need to know about. More to come very.
All right, so in the comments, man, you know, I love reading the comments. This woman right here, Allison, she said, Navy veteran here. That's very, very scary, and it's very, very real. People are talking about it in active duty groups. All right. This woman right here, Kathy, she says, my daughter is on a destroyer out there, and she confirmed they are also rationing food. Okay. You know, and you got all these, you know, and there's a lot of Edomites in here, so-called white people, right? Some of them might be Jake, but whatever. You know, talking about with this kind of military budget, how can this be happening? They're doing it on purpose, man. It's all being done by design. Okay, part of their plan is to do what? Create order out of chaos. All right. You want to eat? You want 3 squares a day? All right. At some point, you're gonna have to have that RFID microchip implant. All right. The MOTB, Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And people are pissed off in the comments, but you know, a lot of people are confirming what this man is saying. Is that this is true, man. Okay. They're giving Trump hell in the comments, you know. This is, you know, Egyptian versus Egyptian right here. The people have about had it with the orange dude, right? Nero talked about letting them eat cake. Look at this woman, Gina Parker. Why don't a reporter, journalist ask the right questions when they are at the press conference? Because all that shit's scripted, honey. That's why. You know, you think they're gonna be honest with the people? Anyways, you can go and watch this. I'm sure a lot of you Akim are familiar with this dude right here, Aaron Parnas. But yeah, just hey man, you know, this news broke several weeks ago, but you know it's getting more and more dire. Right? Yeah, there's gonna be a mutiny within the U.S. Navy and other branches of the military because of shit like this, man. All right, America's getting ready to be destroyed with nuclear missiles, man. Intercontinental ballistic missiles are gonna take this place down. We only got a couple more prophecies that have to be fulfilled. Prophecies speaking loud and clear. You know, the men of the Lord. Again, once again, I gotta stress it starts with the elder apostle, great ones on down, are standing on their watchtowers. We're standing on our watches, man. Bringing it out. You know. So, anyway, just wanted to bring this out through the Spirit. Lord willing, you was edified. With that, I'm gonna say shalom. Us on to the next video.